I feel like when I have like a lot of shows back to back, I'll be like, oh my gosh, like I'm so tired. Like I don't even know how I'm gonna get in drag. But I have to think there was a version of myself that was like very, very depressed. Even one night of drag would have like relit a flame for them. And so I really do try to remind myself, like, no, you need to like do this.
Hi, and welcome to the Queer Vision podcast. I am one of your hosts, Becca, and then joining me will be Coe, who traveled to Durham at the Durty Bull and met up with Miss Caleb. We got to talk a lot today about just like being a show producer, and it was Miss Caleb's first event this past weekend as of recording, and we got to talk a lot about like inspiration and how it went and like advice that she'd give somebody coming in as a first time producer. So there's a lot of really good tidbits in this. It's also really fun as per usual. It is a little chaotic, but I hope you enjoy it. Sit back, relax, and enjoy.
Rebecca.
Hello. Thank you so much for sitting down with us on the Queer Vision podcast.
Yes. Thank you so much for sitting down with us today.
Of course.
Again, and now in person. We haven't had an in-person. It's kind of in person, kind of virtual because Rebecca is not here. But we are coming to you live today from the Durty Bull, where we have a lot of our drag shows with Nasty Queer and just hosted Miss Caleb's Night of Couture this past Saturday. So, yeah.
I said when I got here, I was like, I feel like we're always here. We blink and then we're here.
Yeah, no, for real.
We'll actually be back here on Saturday for Belly.
Yep. Be here on Saturday and then the Saturday after.
First run side.
Yeah.
We really do blink and we're always here.
One day I'll see
But
it.
yeah, I guess one day.
Yes.
One day soon.
Yeah, in April.
Anyway, so I guess if you want to just start out telling the viewers a little bit about you, your name, your pronouns, and we can just go ahead and get that as well.
Well, my name is Caleb Stefani Lepore, or Miss Caleb, or Caleb, whichever one you would like to call me. My pronouns are she, her, preferably, or they, them. But I have preferences, but I'm not picky. I've been doing drag now for a year, and we just celebrated my 1 year. My slogans in drag and how I describe myself are camp, cunt, and couture. So I just did my night of couture, and hopefully there will be a night of cunt and camp to come in the future as well.
Hell yeah.
Period. And we'll have to like insert some pictures, honestly, because it was a good time. Yeah, so I guess that is a good place to start. Like, how was this experience for you? If you want to share a little bit, like with the viewers, like as your first show, or like anybody. I know it was your first show, but like anybody who wants to kind of jump in and like do it. Anything, I guess you would say after doing your first one?
I would say I definitely knew going into it, there's no perfect time. If you told me a month ago, like now, especially after the fact that I like actually did it and helped produce and host my own show, I would say that you're crazy and that you were talking about me like years from now. Because even a month ago, like in January, I did 2 EOIs, one being for Strut Slut, and like there was just a lot of projects and stuff, especially related to those that like I was focused on, and my schedule felt insanely busy. And so I didn't really see like hosting and producing my own show as something that I would do this soon. And so there really is no perfect time. I think once you come to terms with that, that's when you're actually ready. Because I kind of, from the beginning, I went into it, even meeting with both of you. You would ask me questions, and honestly, I didn't know the answer sometimes, but sometimes my answer had to be, I don't know, but I will have an answer for you.
Yeah.
Or I don't know, but I will do what I can to answer that question for you, especially like related to sound. And I'm not a very technologically, I wouldn't say savvy, but I'm not very technologically advanced. And so sometimes like sound related questions or DJ related questions, like I really didn't know when you guys were asking me, but I knew that if I didn't know, that I know a resource of someone that does know. And so I definitely would say use your resources, talk to people. I definitely think just getting to know people in the last year, just naturally or organically, has really helped me, because like, I do feel like now that if there's a project or anything that I want to do, even if I can't do it myself, like, there's a good chance that someone in the community will want to collaborate. And I just think that's very important, especially for your first show. So yeah, that's pretty much it. There's never a good time, but if you don't do it and try, then you will never know. And I will say that, at least for my experience as like somewhat of a producer and host, like I would say that it was better than I expected. So
That's great. Honestly, I'm so
Yeah.
glad that you liked it, because like that's also why I think we wanted to start like assisting people in this way, is because like not everybody has done an event before, and we didn't do events until we did events, right? And then we learned a lot. There were a lot of things over the past year that we've like struggled on, or we're like, oh shit, that actually lost us a lot of money, or nope, actually we really like doing it this way, or whatever it is. And so I think like if we can help people not go through those things, then it helps. And so like definitely answer I don't know if you don't know, because that's how people can
Yeah.
help you figure it out, right? Like if you know things, then we don't need to help you, but if you need help, we're here if we can,
Yeah.
obviously.
And I feel like that's something like I even learned through us starting our business was like just, yeah, leaning into asking for resources, asking people and not being scared of that either or that rejection. Because there are people who are going to be secretive or are going to be cryptic and not want to share things. And that's fine. That's their own right. It's their business. I understand not wanting to share things for
Mhm.
free. But at the same time, there's a good handful of people that are like, you know what? Actually, yeah, I will help you. And I feel like the way that we've always kind of looked at it is like, we just want more space, period, at the end of the day.
Mhm.
And so to me, that's a win. If someone knows how to reach out to a venue, how to get a show started, get, the finances in order so that they aren't spending a whole bunch of money that they don't really have. Like, I don't know, that's important to me. One, because I've also ran straight into the brick wall myself. And I don't want to see other people do that. But like also just because, yeah, it just makes the whole process of like getting into producing easier, I think, when people have those resources versus it feeling like some weird thing that's like trapped behind a vault that you have to know the exact code to get into and the right person to even put it in for you.
Mhm.
It just feels like an outdated system to me, in my opinion.
Yes.
Yeah.
I will
On our
say,
high
like, y'all should
horse.
be incredibly proud of yourself, like, to have, like, I don't want to say struggle, but, like, to have been up against the brick wall at your shows and stuff and, like, to be in a position to help. I know for a fact you're not only helping me, like, I know that you help other people in our community too, and so, like, that's incredible, like, to be
Appreciate
in that
that.
position for y'all to do that, you know?
Yeah. No, it really is. That's what this morning I was even talking about, oh my gosh, like how much is on my plate? Like there's these projects I want to do. Am I able to do them? And I'm like, I literally just stop in a minute of the middle of it and be like, okay, let me be at least a little grateful for these problems because
Yes.
I don't know, they're problems that a lot of people want to have, and it is a weird thing to think about like, oh, people want certain problems, but yeah, it's just like, yeah, I wouldn't have seen myself here like when I first started drag. And it wasn't
Yeah.
really, it's like, yes, I wanted something like this, but I didn't think it was going to happen this way or this fast. And yeah, I don't know.
No, that's fair. Going back to what you were saying, Miss Caleb, I think like saying you don't know is definitely a fair assessment of like no one knows everything. Even we could be doing this for 50 years and we still won't know everything because everything is going to change. And I think like going back to the conversation we had like while we were doing finances, like Coe and I have realized like sometimes we're too nice, right? Like we have to be able to say no to people, whether it's no, I can't take this project on, or no, I really like this idea, but I can't do it yet, or, yeah, I do want you in my show. However, that's too many people, and now I want to be able to pay people appropriately. If I want to pay myself, I need to be able to like to have less people this time, but that doesn't mean we can't have you ever, right? And so like
Right.
those kind of learning curves as well, like I can see like you and Coe are very, very kind people and want to like help others and like have everybody be included. And so like I can totally see like some of the same decision making as like
Yeah.
we've already worked through a little bit.
Mhm.
Yeah. And like that's amazing. Like it's great that you guys want to take care
Yeah.
of the community. I mean, like I do too, but like I'm also a step away from it because I'm not in the drag world, so they're not like my best friends. So it's a little
Yeah.
easier for me, I think, seeing it as a business. But I commend you guys. I think this is going to be great.
And I think that is also the interesting thing about drag and this like nature of work is a lot of it is business, but then there is some like really deep ties and friendships and like family-ish bonds. Like it's so interesting within itself, like how those two intermingle, you know?
Yeah, because like, if I may,
Yeah.
like, for my first show, it was like my I'll at least just speak on my entertainers because there were a couple different parts to the show, but, like, my entertainers, like, literally in drag are probably my closest friends and family, like and there are people that I do consider very close to me that were not in this cast, and so I don't want anyone hearing that to think that I do not see them that way, but for the most part, like, if you know me and my drag family, like, I had a lot of my family in the show in some capacity, even the people that are in my family that could not be there were sending me love, and so, like, to me personally, like, I don't even know what the question was, but I just wanna say, like, my cast, like, family is, like, important to me, and so, like, it just meant a lot
Yeah.
to me to have that cast, and like the cast was a little bigger for my first show, but like from beginning to end, it was just like everyone that I am like really close to was there and able to be there. And so it was just really cool.
Good.
Like there are many parts. That's what it was. Yes, it's a business, but also there are like family ties. And like even though that cast, like they were like, we just want to be there and support you and stuff. And like, we're not trying to get like a booking or like focus on the money. It's like, I still know, at least from like 1 year of experience, like what it costs to even be at one show and like what goes into it. And like sometimes even what you're getting paid doesn't even cover what you spent to be there. And so it's like, I don't know, it's still important to look out for people and never to like be like, oh, well, they're my friend or they're my family, so they'll just do it. Like, still show gratitude,
Exactly.
still take into
Exactly.
consideration what they're doing. Community is everything. And
Yeah,
so to have that and to have those resources, like, you should be grateful always. And like you said earlier too,
100%.
like you try to remind yourself sometimes when you're like, I guess feeling a little bit out of it, like this is like a privilege and like I should
Mhm.
feel lucky and stuff. And like I feel like when I have like a lot of shows back to back, I'll be like, oh my gosh, like I'm so tired. Like I don't even know how I'm gonna get in drag. But I have to think there was a version of myself that was like very, very depressed. And even one night of drag would have like relit a flame for them. And so I really do try to remind myself, like, no, you need to like do this. Like now you're at a position where you're doing it a lot to where you feel tired from it, but also like so for one, it's what you love. Like, pick it up and let's go and do it. And then two, like there's a past version of myself that would be jumping at, jumping at the opportunity to be theirs. You always do
Yeah,
have to remind
and
yourself of
that's
that.
exactly, that's a very important thing to, like, sit down and think about, and I think it's, like, such a gray area with both of those topics, right? Like, it's like you have to figure out your own boundary of, like, I wanna take care of the community, but I need to take care of myself, right? Like,
Mm,
figuring out, "Okay, I can do this much and still take care of myself," and, like, it is very, very important to, like, want to take care of your community and take care of your family while also stepping back and saying, "Okay, the fact that, like, they are willing to do it as a volunteer, like, that makes me less stressed so that I can do this to make the good tickets so I can pay them well." Like, it's a really weird, like, circle of, like, everyone's helping each other. And then, like, the same thing with, like, appreciating what you're doing. Like, yeah, do 100%, like, past you would have been like, "My God, I can't believe I'm here," right? But
mm-hmm,
also with that, take care of yourself too. Like, you can appreciate it
Yeah.
and also say, "I need to step back for a weekend. I need to step back for a month. I need
mm-hmm,
to breathe." And then get excited about it again, because you don't wanna burn yourself out on any of
mm-hmm,
it, like, show producing or
Yeah.
anything like that. Like, we've even talked about that, like, Chloe and I have, like Chloe gets very, very excited about projects, and they do, like, get that, like, rush from it, but
mm-hmm,
how do we keep from burning out once we take on more
Yeah.
projects, right? I think that's a very hard boundary to figure out for yourself, but
mm-hmm.
everyone has a different line, so surround yourself with people that'll support you and help you figure it out.
That just like my
Miss Caleb,
father.
can you tell us a
Sorry.
little bit more about what the event actually was on Saturday? Like, kind of the structure a little bit, and then, like, maybe
Mm-hmm.
your favorite parts about it?
Yeah. So the vision originally for this night, I kind of wanted to throw a party that's kind of like mainly fashion forward, where it's like you really could wear whatever. Like when I would invite people and tell them about the event, I would say like you could literally wear like trash bags, a ball gown, lingerie, pretty much anything that you wanted. Or like if you have that dress in your closet but you have no idea where to wear it, like this is the safe space for you to wear it. You can take risk here. I feel like that's kind of what got me into drag a little bit, because I would go to like a queer club in something that like I had never worn, like a dress or a corset. And then it kind of became routine for me to where I was dressing like that. And so I'm like a little bit in my brain, that was in my head a little bit of like wanting to like give that space for someone, because you never know if like they came to Miss Caleb's show and were like something of a different gender that they wanted to experiment. You never know if that's going to be like the time that changes something for them and like makes them more free
Mhm.
and want to express themselves. And so that's kind of where my head was at, of like the general theme, making it a party for everyone and not just like a celebration of me, just like very inviting and opening. And then also to pay nods to fashion and couture, I wanted to have a runway of queer artists and designers, because at one point I was studying fashion and I wanted to design like specifically for queer people and queer people of all sizes and genders. And so I wanted to do that, but I stopped studying fashion and now I kind of
Mhm.
just like channel my love for fashion in my drag. And so I was like, well, I want to have a queer runway and allow these artists and designers to showcase themselves and to plug themselves on the mic and show off the really cool outfits that they wore. And I just want to say and shout them all out. They were incredible. Every single model and every single entertainer, I could see some level of thought or construction they put into garment, and it was really incredible. I don't know if you knew this, but Zayla Bela was wearing their actual like wedding dress.
Oh, wow.
Yes, like
I did not
the
know
blue,
that.
I almost said purple, but the blue veil that they were
Mhm.
wearing, that was like actually what they wore for their wedding. And so I'm like,
Oh my
this is
gosh.
like, I don't know, like at least on a fashion level, I was seeing stuff like that. I was seeing your nods to me and your number and your outfit and everything. I know that Izzy made her outfit like in a week to be there.
Wow.
Like, so made it and stoned it. I don't want to forget anyone, but there were a lot of people that like I could literally see like they constructed something for it or like had a lot of thought into it. So sorry, I was kind of getting all over the place, but we started off with the runway models. They showcased an outfit like that. And then after that, I had my entertainers of like my closest family in drag. And I also was co-hosting alongside my partner, Evian Snowflake. We've been together for 2 years. And so this was really cool to like
Aw.
do something together in drag. I don't know. So it was a very fun night. We also had some like couture games, fashion related. One of them was like count the couture, and you had to count how many poker cards I used to make like a poker card dress. And so just like very fashion night head to toe.
I love that. That's so creative. I feel like if I did drag, this would be the type of stuff that I would like to do. The fun, like figuring out the outfit to go with the themes. Like that's the fun part to me. Then I would
Yeah.
never go on stage, so it wouldn't really matter.
Listen, you're just limiting yourself because that's what I used to say too.
Honestly, and me too. Did not really see myself as someone on a stage and more of an observer. And so I really feel like anyone can do it if you set your mind to it. So Rebecca, you're going to win Glitter Hour next month, okay?
Not next month. You better get them sign-ups.
I feel the
Hey,
same.
Ruby does love you.
There you
That's
go.
true. That's true. And she gives
You
such
can just
good
wink it.
hugs. No.
Not the rigging. For like, I'll just whisper in her ear.
No, it's so weird because like
I'm just
I
kidding.
was a dancer and I performed in front of people, but I feel like there's a difference between like feeling sexy in front of people and feeling like that style of performance versus dancing choreography that I
Adele's
didn't have to
back.
come up with.
Wait, oh,
You love
there she
Adele.
goes.
She's gone.
I didn't want to. I don't love Adele, actually. I don't hate her, but I
Then
don't.
why is she playing?
I don't know, because it's like one of the only songs that I've downloaded on Apple Music from like when I was 16.
That's so real.
Or I'm probably a little older, but still. Yeah. I wish the thing would come back to me because I feel like it was good.
Maybe it will.
Maybe.
Maybe it will circle back.
It's circling around your head.
I need her to circle around.
Right.
Yeah. I need her to send a follow-up email.
3 to 5 business days.
Yeah. Yeah. And don't forget the rave where people did run away and leave us, but we all kikied and had a great time.
Please don't kill me, Butter, for not mentioning that originally. Like my brain was all over the place, but we did have a very fun rave hosted by DJ Butter, my sister, your daughter. And so it was a lot of fun. It was really cool. Honestly, the other part of that question was your favorite part. I will say that the rave was kind of one of my favorite parts because it just so happened that like Butter would play a song and it was like not specifically on purpose, like for that person, but it was like, okay, we all know like that's your song, girl. Like go out there. And so we all kind of like gathered around and like let everyone have their
Show
I love
for
that.
like just us and one guy.
Yes.
Wait,
Yeah.
seriously? When you say like everyone ran out, you mean like literally like it was just you guys and you were just going?
Just us, but like entertainers.
Yeah. And
Oh,
honestly,
okay.
I won't,
So it was basically like
not at the beginning.
The cast.
Not at the very beginning. Like there was a few people that did stay, but like towards the end, as most events go, like
So a cast party at the end.
yeah,
Gotcha.
essentially.
So theater of you
But
guys.
it was a moment. Yeah, no, it really was. And then after I finally got in the middle and danced, I was like, why'd I do that? Why did I do that to myself? Immediately, I was like, well, not me doing a second number.
Yeah, pretty much everyone honestly did a second number. We really could have had like a second show, honestly. There were lip sync battles.
Yeah.
And
Listen, so this is why, okay, never mind. I'm not going to say that because I don't trust you people.
I'm weak.
Okay, well, this is why, respectfully and not in a creepy way, you should like hang out. You should hang out for a while before the event wraps up. Wait till we tell you to go, Hang out. You never know what's going
You
to
never
So
know
people
happen.
need to be
you're gonna
released
see.
like at school.
Yeah,
Mhm.
you need to get permission. You need me to sign your slip that you've
Oh my
done what
gosh,
you
no,
need to
wait,
do at
we
this
can have like a
event.
little buzzer
you
at
paid
the
enough
end.
dollars to everybody.
The bell does not dismiss you. I dismiss you.
Yes. Did you tip each queen $1?
Right.
I'm not seeing all the signatures on there. You're gonna have to make another.
They're like, I did during the show.
Oh my god.
Now I'm like a
Sounds like it was a fun
school-themed
time.
trip.
That would be really fun.
It was. It would, but that the conservative people would be like, "This is what I'm talking about. They're sexualizing children.
Yeah,
They're
because
in a classroom right now."
I was gonna say, why was I already thinking of like putting my hair in braids and doing like Britney Spears, like
Yeah.
Baby One More Time, but then But not for that purpose,
We could
just
just
because of
stab
the
all the people.
aesthetic and
Yeah,
back to school.
the
and-
aesthetic.
What'd you say, Rebecca?
Sorry.
What did you say?
I'm looking forward to editing this one because I'm about to turn the whole screen red and zoom in on your face right after you said that. She said we can just stab people. And then she went,
I mean, if they're going to be so stupid
can't
that they don't understand what
stand
art
you.
is, we can stab them and no one's going to miss them.
Canceled.
We're fine.
This
We've
is
been
like
canceled
such
before.
a random question.
Somebody's mad at
but
us all
have
the
y'all
time.
ever been at a drag show and being like, seeing a number and being like, oh God, this is going to give the conservatives so much
No,
stress.
yeah.
I will say,
Okay,
I've
like,
never
can we talk
personally
about
looked
the
at something
fact-
and thought that, but
They're obsessed with us.
Yeah.
They literally,
yes.
like, I have never hated somebody so much that I wanted to watch them.
Yeah, it's also like the same. I don't know. It's that weird. It's so weird because it's the same reason that like trans people are the most hated and like targeted group right now, but also trans porn rates are higher than they've ever been in history.
Because they're ashamed
and
that they
Pornhub
like it.
literally just recently like released that because it's true. Because everybody, that is why it's a projection.
Color me
Because they could never that or
They could never be
have a
strong
little
enough
bit
in
of something
themselves
inside that they're
to be who
scared to
they actually are.
express. And it is sad. Like that's what I think. End of the day, my viewpoint. Like obviously, I'm not like, oh, I pity conservative people, but like at like a human,
my
damn, they don't like you. Sorry, I have big ass ear holes.
I'm so glad it's not just me. I'm so glad because every single time, Hoey, fix it. For anyone watching, that's
Okay, for what? What were you showing, them,
Grandpa?
Rebecca?
I was gonna say because it keeps popping over my shoulder. I
I'm
feel like I need to
viewing this-
explain the little man. It's just
Every
He's
time.
on my
It's the
altar.
disclaimer every
this
time.
is my this
Well,
is my
I
familial
understand because-
altar. He looks like
Yeah.
he's supposed to be a black man, but it's just because
Yeah.
wood darkens over time because the stain on wood definitely does. But he's my grandpa. He's an engineer. He has pencils in his pocket. He's carrying like a little like ruler.
Was it actually like someone made it of your grandfather?
I don't know if they made it
Like
of him
deadass?
or if it was like somebody was like, oh, this makes like this is like for you because it looks exactly like
this
you.
looks
Yeah, but
like
like here, wait, hang on,
Okay.
I'll introduce you to him. His name was Edgar. 1 second.
I actually am really curious to see this up close.
Isn't he so cute? He has his
Poor
pencil in his
Edgar.
mouth. He has more pencils here. He has
Aw.
his little notebook with his little slide
I
ruler,
live.
and it moves.
That's so cute.
Yeah, it's like you giving
Isn't
like
it?
Pinocchio.
Yeah.
I never got to meet him because he died while my mom was pregnant with my brother, who is 7 years older than me.
I'm sorry. It's just
Why
the
did
way,
you laugh
like,
at me?
because the people around me always trauma dump the same way, and it's just so casual, and it's very funny.
Well, no, I
to
mean because
me.
he's on my
I mean,
altar
it's
because
not
I never
trauma,
got to
I
meet him.
guess. Yeah,
It would be trauma
I
if I
don't know
told you that I held
why.
his hand while he died, but that's impossible. I wasn't alive yet.
everything, everywhere, all at once.
Right.
I guess you never know.
Sure. Any whoozle.
Anyway, I don't know. See, the thing is, I don't know how to handle like death topics,
Ow.
so I always have to like make something out of it, and I need to just stop. Because one time, I had a friend, and her grandmother died, and I was like, "Hey, girl, like, let's go get food, because like you had dead grandma for breakfast." Have I not told you this story?
No.
Yeah. Well,
Did
like,
I tell you the story about laughing at my grandma's funeral? Because that happened.
I think I said it. I didn't say it as insensitive as I just said it, but I definitely did say that she had dead grandma for breakfast. That was a sentence that came out of my mouth. So
That's actually wild.
Cannibalism is
No
illegal.
shade, That's actually insane.
Cannibalism
What?
is illegal. Now
Well,
it is at least. I
yes.
mean, like
Okay.
in the
well,
in like the like 1800s, it wasn't yet, and people ate a lot of unsavory items and mummies.
let's not even get started on cannibalism with the Epstein
I'm weak. Oh God.
files.
I
'Cause,
forgot about
like, The
that.
state of the world. How?
I forgot about that. But did
I
you
wish I
did you
could
know though?
forget.
Like people used to eat mummies because they thought that it was going to heal them.
I'm
Like they would
sure.
eat the eyeballs
I'm
if they
sure they
had like
did.
their eyes. What?
I
Yeah.
mean, not
They
to
were
get
like, if I eat this
conspiracy
organ, it'll
theorist and
fix my
crazy.
organ.
Not to
Wink.
get conspiracy theorist and crazy, but like, I don't know. The veil is thinning, I feel, between like what really runs the world and what we think runs the world. Is like, I do think that is happening. Now, I
Who
don't know what
runs
that
the
looks
world?
like.
Girls.
Girls.
I think it would be doing a lot better.
Yeah, honestly, as much as I wish I could say girls, it's probably like a lot of really creepy old white men,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
And
Yes.
also, like, for me, the lizard theory gets more real every day. I used to be like, y'all are
Lizard,
crazy. You think people are
lizard,
lizards?
lizard,
Now I'm like,
lizard.
honestly, because that bitch looks like she's about to turn into one.
I'm weak. I'm giving like
think they're aliens,
reptilian.
not lizards.
not you.
I'm weak.
Yeah. Because this bitch, sometimes I'm like, anyway, sorry to derail this whole conversation.
Well, I mean, it's
Now I
been
forgot
real
what
for
I
a
was
while.
gonna say. Oh, I guess okay. I was gonna say like going back to like the like laughing, I guess, like at not uncomfortable stuff because it's not uncomfortable. Like that's your
Mhm.
trauma. Like, but it's like
That is
I feel like
uncomfortable. It's okay.
I use like so much humor, or like I'm so used to people like coming up to me and like saying something like funny. And I guess it's like more so my own thing. And so sometimes when people say something serious, like I don't think it's funny. Like, but it's
Yeah.
just like I almost get like a nervous laugh. And then I feel like, oh
Same
my
thing.
God, like I'm a terrible person.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Because
Wait,
sometimes people will come up to me and they will say something like they'll be like for real, and then I'll be like I'm trying not to laugh, but I don't think it's funny. It's just like a
yeah.
nervous like.
That's that's a
Yeah,
thing.
dude.
That's like fairly
I
normal, I think.
do the same thing. Also, like not hearing people, and then I'll just like kind of chuckle because I don't know what they
Yeah.
said.
Yes.
and then they're like, "Oh no, I said," and you're like,
I
"I
didn't hear
actually didn't
you.
hear you."
Or they'll ask a question, I'll be like, "Yeah, girl," and then I'll hear the question, I'll be like, "I would never say yes to that."
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
I feel like me and you are like kind of like anxiety-prone people
Yeah.
anyways, and so sometimes like I don't know, I feel like that has a factor in it as well, and like the laugh is not an intentional thing. It's just like nerves and anxiety and like trying to not be socially awkward and just match what people are saying to you as well.
Yes.
That's so real. I'm so bad about.
So what we're
Go
learning
ahead.
here is stop trying to match other people. Just it's okay if you look
Yeah.
silly in front of people. It's
Mhm.
okay.
Yeah, unmask. But
Yeah.
like, yeah, I'm
Unmask
trying.
safely.
Not
Mhm.
the look. The look only sent me because I feel like I don't really mask at all, and I feel like that's the
You
verdict for
mask way
most
less than
people.
you thought you did. Yeah.
I know there was a period where I had to come to the hard realization that I was more visibly autistic than I realized.
I'm weak. Honestly, sometimes like I feel the same. Like I don't know. I feel like I'm an awkward person, and sometimes I just am like just trying to survive socially. I don't know. Even at drag events, like sometimes I'll just be like in my head, like,
Mm,
oh my God, I'm so awkward. How is someone perceiving me? Like I don't know.
But like everyone's in their head. So
yeah,
like be willing to be
yeah,
uncomfortable, I think. I mean, like obviously there are some things where it's like, okay,
pepper.
this is too uncomfortable, but like if you are in a space where you're like, okay, like at a drag show, you're like, truly I know nobody's judging me here. I'm just feeling it this way because
Mhm.
I don't want to be perceived in a
Mhm.
wrong way, whatever. Then like that kind
Mhm.
of helps other people that have never been there before feel comfortable.
That's true.
Yeah. I
I
mean,
just
we've
never
talked
know.
about this before.
My thing with like shows and stuff is like there's always so many like conversations going on. That's what I find myself when everybody's kikiing. I'm like, what group am I in? I'm like hearing everybody. Like the other night, I was literally like, y'all, the ADHD is hitting me too hard. Like
Mhm.
I'm jumping into this conversation and this one and this.
The worst is
Yeah.
when you
My
hear your
problem is whenever
name
there's a
from
lot
like
of
4 different
Mhm.
people at once. Sorry, Rebecca. I'm so
Yeah.
Not
sorry.
hear your name
No,
from
you're
4
fine.
different groups at once.
No, no, like
In a good way. I
no,
hope.
yes, in a good way. I've been like I mainly backstage, and like
Mm,
I'm just a girl that like I don't mind helping people if they need it with
yeah.
something. So I sometimes like, and I'm not saying this for people not to ask me to help you because I will gladly. I just mean like there's been times I've heard like my name a couple different times at once, and then it's like I'm an overstimulated person, and so I'll be like I don't know what to do, like, but
Oh,
we
and you're starting
manage.
to
Exactly.
produce, so gear up.
Right. But I will say
Everybody will be saying your name.
yes.
And I'm sure they were the other.
Yes. But I mean, that's like
You
that
can
comes
wear a
with the
sign or something.
territory.
Yeah,
Right.
I
Don't
can't.
talk to me
That
right
just
now.
comes
I'm
with the
overstimulated.
territory. Like,
Mm.
right. Well, that would pretty much be me at any point in or out of drag.
No, drag is overstimulating
Yes.
within itself. Like
Mhm.
just the stuff on your
That's true.
body.
Well, and it's like I come in with the top and big ass bottom lashes, and like everything's like a certain way. And so I'm just like, I literally feel like I can only move as much as I can. Like,
Barbie doll. But
I can't. I can't.
So I know you mentioned a little bit of your drag inspo in the last episode, and we can definitely like pull some of that in.
mhm.
You said you got into drag. How did you get into drag again?
So, I was kind of like getting to a point of like really experimenting with my fashion. And like this was around the time that I had just dropped out of fashion school. And so I was like, I would do a lot of projects like at my house. Like I'll put on something crazy and go outside and just like take a picture and then go edit it and post it. And then, so it was kind of like, or I loved making music or like trying to make beats and mixes and stuff. And so like
Right.
I feel like all the things that I was doing for drag was like I was doing it without the drag aspect. And so
Mm,
um I was like kind of like sharing some of those things on social media a little bit. So I was kind of like doing those things and then would share like kind of like my photo shoots or whatever on social media. And then I had a friend who was in the scene. We kind of started to get to know each other through drag, but she was a really good sister of mine. And she was kind of like, I see a lot of potential in you to do drag. And she basically like gave me the rundown of like how it all works and everything. Because I had signed up for a glitter hour a few months before that, but I dropped out because I was just like, I'm not ready. I'm too nervous. Like like I said, once again, there's never a time that you're ready
Yeah.
or not. Even when I started drag, I was not ready, but you just have to do it. And then here we are now. So
Right.
my friend, she was like, you should do drag. Like the scene is lovely, blah, 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 basically. And then I did my first show, and that's kind of the rest is history.
I love that.
But it really did
That's
take that
great.
push of like someone else sometimes like being like, I see potential in you to do it, because I feel like I would have sat in it being like, I'm not ready. I would have sat in that for like a lot longer. But I literally was wearing like basically drag outfits like to the club without any makeup or a wig or
Mhm.
anything.
Yeah.
And so it was kind of like, I don't see how I didn't see I was ready. Because literally my first drag outfit was just something that I would wear to go out to dinner.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah. I mean, hot topic. I
That's real.
think that nobody is
Wait.
ready, even like what?
Sorry, my brain went to like this
like
The
Hot Topic
store.
Hot Topic, and you were like,
Yeah,
Hot
okay.
Topic. Yeah, it'll do it to you. Is where I
Right.
thought you were going.
Girl, okay, no,
Continue.
I think
Continue.
nobody is
Yes.
ready, and I
Hot
think
take.
that's okay. Like, whatever, it doesn't fucking matter. I said what I
I'm
said,
with
girl.
you.
It's the same
Anyway,
thing. It's the same thing. Sorry, go on.
anyway, I think like first off, if you wait until you're ready or you feel ready, then you're never gonna do it, right? Which I think like you had kind of mentioned. I feel like you're the one that mentioned it whenever like we originally talked about stuff. You're like, I feel like I just need to do it. And I think that's very justified. Sometimes it does take just like jumping into something and like hopefully there's other people that can help you with it along the way. But also like we talked about earlier, like no one knows what they're getting into until they do it. So you
Mhm.
can't
Yeah.
prepare for every inevitability. Like I said, like you could do event planning for 50 years and you're still going to eventually plan an event where something that you've never experienced before happens. So like you can't be omniscient, omnipotent, whatever. You know what I'm saying? You don't know everything. No one
Mhm.
knows everything. So I think that is
Yeah.
a very good point.
I think like also just with, I mean, life is always changing. The world, technology is always growing. The way that
So fast.
things are always changing. You have
Mhm.
to be able to, especially in the year of 2026, I think.
Mhm.
And yeah, it doesn't matter how long you've been doing something at this point, you know?
Mm-mm.
Which I've always kind of felt
Mm-mm.
that way too. I've never really loved a good like seniority complex. Like I think there's
Mm-mm.
something to learn from people who have been in fields longer than you, obviously. Like, and I
Mhm.
think you should hear them and like listen if it
Mhm.
aligns with what you want to do.
Mhm.
Right. But I also think like just because XYZ has been doing something for 10 years and you've been doing it for 2 doesn't mean that you can't pull off something that they've never even pulled off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And I think it's also very important to like note that because I think like sometimes people are like, well, I've been here for this long, so this person should listen to everything I'm saying. And it's like, okay, first off, you can still learn something from new people. Like Chloe,
Mhm.
you're younger than me. You guys are both younger than me. You probably know more about social media than I'll know because you grew up with it a different way, right? And like vice versa, I know more about like the Facebook world and like certain types of business stuff, right? And so we can help each other instead of viewing it as I have more
Mhm.
experience, so I'm better than you. No, we can
Mhm.
respect each other's experiences and be
Yeah.
like, oh, this is something I'm really good at. But then also like, I'm sorry, I don't care how good you are at this one thing. I'm not taking your advice if I don't want your life. Like,
Or
it's
2.
not happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's something I even think I've learned a lot through like just having drag family. Like I feel like I don't know, even y'all have like taught me a lot already in the little time. Like there's just so many little things that I like pick up and I don't know. You know, because you can always learn from people no matter 'cause we're all human at baseline, you
Yeah.
know?
We're all on the same
Well,
level.
it's really cool, like, when all my family kinda, like, came together, because literally, I don't know if you know, but, like, you and Izzy literally asked me, like, to be family the same day, and so it all kind of,
That's
like, because it
crazy.
was
I did
that
not know that.
December glitter hour, because
Yeah.
we well, Izzy was asking for a while to adopt Evian and I, but we kinda were like, "Well, we all wanna get to know each other a little bit
Mhm.
more, like, we don't wanna get to family," like, and then it was that December glitter hour, we, like me, Evian, and Izzy, like, all took, like, a little, like, photo, and we were like, "Oh my god, like, this is so cute," like, I don't know, it felt like kinda like that was,
Mhm.
like, our confirmation to be family a little bit,
Yeah.
and then later on, you were like, "I'm doing Planet Connecticut,
Mhm.
like, I would love to have you, like, as my family," and so, like, it was really cool, like, I feel like everything kind of played out how it was supposed to, and it
Yeah.
literally happened all kind of, like, at the same time, and it's really
I love
cool
that.
because I was very hesitant to, like, have family, but, like, it's just been very cool because y'all make me feel like what I have to offer is, like, important, and, like, even though y'all have been doing drag, like, longer than me, and, like, Izzy has, like, 7 or 8 years
Yeah.
on me, and so it's like and you have years of makeup and social media and experience of like branding and drag and producing. And so it's like, even though y'all have all that experience and you're like kindly like guiding me and sharing that with me, it's like I don't ever feel like, oh, well, like you're below me. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like, I feel like it's been so cool, and, like, what really attracted me about, having the particular families that I have
Mhm.
was that, you and Izzy were both like, "We're all going to, like, learn and support from each other,"
Mhm.
because, like, she'll tell me sometimes, like, "I did this because, like, I saw you do that," like,
Mhm.
and just, like, push me, like, "If my daughter's gonna do that, then I need to," you know, like,
Mhm.
what I mean? And so, like
Yeah.
and, like, me and you will say that all the time, like, I'll come in and be like, "Girl, like, I did my nose a little bit
Yeah.
like this today, like, I thought of
Mhm.
you," you know? Like,
Yes.
actually, the trash bag look, I was like, it's kind of like a nod to you in a
Oh,
way from the other day, so,
yeah. I
I don't
love
know.
that.
It's just so cool, like, we, like, bounce off of each other and,
Yeah.
like, there's learning at all levels. I think that honestly, like, I think even people that have been doing drag for 30 years could learn
Yeah.
from new people.
I
I don't
agree.
know. Like, think times change, things update, things change. Like,
Mhm.
there's certain ways to entertain a crowd now that, like, maybe is different than, like, traditional
Yeah.
drag or, like, what people have been doing for a long time. But I
Mhm.
also don't I think that, like y'all said, like, if it don't apply, let it fly. Like, if
Mhm.
someone says something and you really don't feel like it is going to work for you or, like, that their style of drag or art is not really what, like, you're going for, then, like,
Mhm.
kindly take it in and just move on, you know? But, like,
Yeah.
also, like, still listen to what they're gonna say,
Mm.
like, still take it in and think if it could or could not apply to you, you know?
Exactly.
Because at the end of the day, that is still someone offering you, like, really good advice.
Mhm.
I will say, like, when I was very early on into, like, actually performing, I had only been performing, I think, like, 4 or 5 times, and one queen was like, "I saw you perform, I just, like, didn't like this, like, one thing you did, like, stylistically, like, when you're performing. I just have, like, years of experience, like, I just don't think you should do that." And, like, at first, I was just, like, really taken aback, and honestly, maybe the delivery, like, that night, it just maybe it wasn't right, but, I was, like, kind of taken aback, but then after the fact, I was kinda like, "You know what? Like, maybe that is something that, like, I wanna, like, consider or take in," and, like, I'm not
Mhm.
taking it as, like, an offense, and at the end of the night, I kinda I was a little put off, honestly, like, but then at the end of the night, I kind of went back up to that queen and was like, "I really, like I want you to know, like, I still appreciate your advice, like, as someone who's been doing drag for that long, and, like, now it's like I probably wouldn't do what she said that she didn't like me doing, but it's
Yeah.
like at the time I was kind of defensive, and I think it takes time to like know yourself now
Mhm.
because like I hate to say like a signature makeup, but like I have like a pretty like that's what I'm gonna do when I do my makeup, and it's like now even if someone who had like 50 years of experience was like you would get booked if you didn't do it that way. It's like I don't think I would like not do it that way. But
Yeah.
also if they were trying to tell me like but you could do your makeup this way and it'll still be you and it'll look clean.
Mhm.
Then it's
Yeah.
like, okay, well, like, you know what I mean? Like, my point, my long winded point,
Mhm.
honestly, was like, don't just immediately be defensive.
Mhm.
Like, even if you think that you're not going to appreciate or like take in the advice they're giving, like, still listen to it. Don't like just count it
Mhm.
out.
Yeah, and it's yes. And it's okay to feel defensive because that means that you feel something. That means that you are like you care about it enough to be like, "No, like this is my baby," right? But it's also what you do with that, right? Like, "Okay, why am I feeling defensive on this? Is it because it's something that I created and I think that it's going to be good because I created it? Okay, or is it because it's actually something I want to align with, right? Like, figure out what you feel and then take the action of it." And like don't be snappy at people because you're defensive, right? That's rude. But at the same time, sometimes people need to be snapped at. It's fine every once in a while. Thank you so much for sitting down with us today on the Queer Vision Pod. Um, again, we met with Miss Caleb. You can follow her on Instagram. You can see her at pretty much all of our shows. She's in Coe's family. You'll see her around. Definitely go support her. She did amazing at this event, and I can't wait to see her next ones. Once again, though, I am Becca, and I sat down with my co-host and co-founder of Queerlina, Coe, and Miss Caleb. You can find everything on queerlina.org, queerolina.org. You can see snippets and a bunch of pictures of Miss Caleb in our magazine. It's called The Queer Vision as well. And you can see all the featured queers that we have met with that have consented to being on our website. So go support everyone. Have an amazing day and give another queer person a hug. Okay. Love you. Bye.